Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen today. I'm making this highly requested video for you guys about my turkey meatballs. And I get asked how I make these all the time. It is just a remake off of Jamie Eason's turkey meatloaf muffins recipe that's on bodybuilding.com. But if you kind of just want to see how I've tweaked it into what I like, then you can go ahead and keep watching. First, in a large mixing bowl here, I'm going to put in a cup of quick cooking oats, and then I'm also going to add in my seasoning. I'll put all the seasonings that I use down in the description box below, but if you guys want to make this into like a Italian meatball, you could just use a bunch of Italian seasonings, or you could even use you know, like Mrs. Dash. There's a whole bunch of Mrs. Dash flavors that or seasonings that you could use. So I'm just gonna put my seasonings in. My oven is preheating at 375 degrees. I'm just going to stir up the seasonings a little bit. It makes it easier to incorporate it into the turkey once you add that in, if you mix it up a little bit as you go. And then I'm going to add in a cup of mixed veggies. I just bought this pre-cut celery, onion, and carrot mixed veggies, so I'm just adding a cup of that in. I'm going to be adding 3 egg whites, which I already separated. And then I'm going to add in just a little bit of Dijon or mustard. I've used spicy mustard. You don't have to do this. I think it adds a little bit more moisture. I'm not really measuring. I would say it's probably a tablespoon, a little bit more maybe. And then I'm going to be adding in 2 of these turkey, this ground turkey. The recipe technically calls for 2 pounds, but this is 1.25 pounds, and I think it's fine just adding all of it in there. So to mix it up, you just add everything in and just really use your hands and incorporate it all together. It takes a little while. So here is what it looks like when it's all incorporated and mixed together. You guys can add more oats or veggies or seasonings at this point if you want to. This recipe is really flexible, so if you don't have one of the seasonings that I listed below, it's totally fine. Now I just greased a muffin tin. As you can see, my muffin tin is very well loved because I do this recipe all the time. And I'm just going to scoop up about a racquetball size, and then place it into the muffin tin. You will be able to fill all 12 of the muffin tins, and then you can, as you go, adjust and try to make them all about the same size once you have the mixture all divided out. Probably the most time-consuming thing about this recipe is the amount of times that you need to wash your hands. So here here's the turkey all divided out, and I try to get them all about the same size. Some are larger than others, and that's fine. So I'm putting it into a 375 degree oven for 40 minutes, and I'm just going to leave them alone and let them bake. Turkey meatballs are out of the oven. As you can see, it can get kind of messy on your pan, but I take some out and then I take them all out of the pan, put them on some paper towels to cool, and then once they've cooled off a little bit, I do put them into little plastic baggy containers and divide them out. Thank you guys so much for watching my turkey meatball muffin recipe. I hope you enjoyed it. I do want to tell you about the macronutrients that are in the muffins. One muffin is 182 calories, has 8 grams of fat. The total carbohydrates is about 4.6 grams, and total protein is 22.2 grams. And that's just an approximation. I hope you guys really enjoyed this recipe. You give it a try. I eat these muffins plain with some steamed veggies or anything as a side that you want. Pairs really well with it. When you're making the muffins, if you want to, you can kind of hollow out a little hole in them and put barbecue sauce or ketchup on it. Sometimes, Sean dips his into ketchup anyways, so I don't do that for mine. But you could also, I've thought about doing this before, is when I had mentioned about the Italian seasoning, you could put in the Italian seasoning and then mix these meatballs into like a marinara sauce and put on quinoa noodles, or just really get creative with it. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.